Hello, Brother Monroe here, and welcome back to the Portugal campaign, I didn't forget about Montenegro. I realised after I said, thanks for watching, blah, blah, blah. I was going to do a double invasion here, and I totally forgot about it. But it is now, I did send some ships back to go and do this, and the rest of the fleet has just arrived off the Philippines, has bombed Manila to bits, and is now going to launch an invasion over there. Now, the other thing is, if we are mopping up Pacific territories that the United States have, they also have Guam, which would be nice to grab. And they've got a bunch of stuff on the other side of the fold. Well, they usually do. Is it just Pearl Harbor? I think it's just Pearl Harbor. We could grab Pearl Harbor. We could grab the Aleutians and Alaska, potentially. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I do kind of want to grab Panama. It's always a good province to pick up. Yeah. My only concern, though, is budget. Now, I am still building a bunch of ships, which I'm now commissioning up. I need to sort out this budget somehow. And yes, our GDP will grow, so it will sort itself out eventually, but I can only maintain this for another couple of months. And then I'm going to have to make some more brutal cutbacks. I think what I could do, now that the US doesn't have as many ships, I'm going to cut this back to like 0.5% growth. And I'm going to cut this back to 30%. And I'm going to cut this back so that we're just positive. Okay. Just so that we are still... We're going to need to address that. We're going to need to start building our funds back up again. Because I have been running the economy a little... Or the naval budget a little bit hot. Our economy is doing okay, I think. 124 plus 3.4% growth. Not bad. Catching up to the Netherlands. Okay, cool. Well, I'll let you know when some stuff happens, I guess. Welcome back. I had a cruiser that was being repaired that kind of just stopped in the Bay of Bengal. I'm going to send them over to Guam while the rest of the fleet takes the eastern Philippines. Eastern China has fallen. They also have Kyushu, which I might go and take after I've cleared up Guam with this fleet, because the Calypsos are headed this way to take Puerto Rico before moving on to Panama. Now, there is also the matter of central Italy, but I kind of thought the British were going to handle that, but apparently not. But I don't really want to take it, because it's kind of a province just on its own. It is a nice province to have, but yeah, it's not really what I'm after. What else is going on? For us, not a lot. Well, France doesn't like us anymore. What the hell, France? Is that because you're attacking the Dutch? Quite possibly. The British are also neatly cleaning up this American incursion into Central Europe, which is handy. They've cleaned up Liberia as well. Yeah, it's going okay. It's going okay. Finances-wise, we're on a more even keel. We're still a few months away from finishing the cruisers, though. Right, we've got something happening. We've taken all of the Philippines. For now, I sent the fleet up to kind of bombard Sasebo. But the Milwaukee has moved in to prevent us from taking Guam, which is interesting. So I'll have to deal with her. Yeah, war with France would be tough at this point. They have a pretty large fleet and a very scary army, but well, I'm going to have to take them on at some point. I'm just trying to keep relations reasonable with them at the moment, though, because I hate having to fight two wars at once. And our financial situation is not great. We need time to sit on our new possessions and reap the benefits of owning them, basically. You need time to digest your conquests, essentially, in the game. You need time for your GDP to grow as a result, and then you can expand your fleet. That's why if you expand too quickly, you can find yourself overextended, not enough ships to cover your new conquests. And then you start losing transports everywhere, and then you're in trouble. So I'd rather not end up in that situation. Milwaukee not having a fun time. 10-inch guns, more than a match for it. Oh, there goes a torpedo. Oh dear. There she goes. Shame. But, yeah. Right, that should allow us to take Guam. Yes, it does. Good. What do we need for Kyushu? 116. I don't have enough yet. I need another port strike on them. Improve relations with France again. How's this one going? 3 of 5. That's okay. No, the British are... Damn you, Britain. Beat me to it. Beat me to it. I assume they're going to get that to go through. Right, let's have these cruisers join up over here. I do need some protection in the Philippine Sea, though. There's quite a lot of cruisers there. We'll move the Timor over to Davao. Should prevent us from losing more transports over there. Yeah, I think one or maybe two more on there. We need this at full. Because, yeah, losing transports is not good. Welcome back. There's a lot of arrows on the map. France is at war with Spain. Are they at war with Spain? The Netherlands, Germany, and Austria. They get on well with the British, though, so we should be okay if we just keep improving relations. So that's fine. We are having trouble getting rid of the Americans in Slovakia. But we have kicked them out of Italy, or the British have got the province, but we were helping with that. So that's something. Has my fleet arrived off Pearl yet? No. No, they haven't. Still going to take a while to get there. And taking Sasebo continues. 2 turns. We'll probably join the two fleets together off Pearl to take it. That's probably what's going to end up happening. Annoyingly, the turn before I got there, the British have launched a naval invasion of Hawaii. They must have some... Yeah, they do. They've got fleets all over the place. Can I launch one at all? No. I'm going to have to sail up to Dutch Harbour to do... Maybe take the Aleutians. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if the British are going to be able to do all of those naval invasions. They might be able to. They certainly have plenty of ships. But yeah, that is irritating that they've gotten 2 provinces that I had my eye on. But let's face it, the United States is getting absolutely devastated here. Their imperial ambitions are crumbling. Do you know what? Yeah, we'll talk. Because I'm about to lock you out anyway by invading the Aleutian Islands. I can send a couple of ships up to Anchorage to take that, and I can send a couple of ships up to Nome to take Northern Alaska. And once we've taken Alaska, then there'll be a little pause, and potentially we might get a peace treaty. Well, here's some news. The Austrians are gone. They did have Bulgaria. The French have basically swept through here, taken them out. I'm going to keep improving relations with France. Thank you very much. But we are looking okay. We've taken the Aleutians. We've just taken Southern Alaska. We're about to take Northern Alaska, and then we should get a peace deal. I hope. Because, yeah, I do need some time to rest, rearm, refit, and build stuff. Well, apparently the peace negotiations failed. The fleet's taken the Northwest Passage back. Okay, as you do. However, we just unlocked the Mark IV 3-inch gun, which means we can get the Exploradors refitted. I know they're not exactly the most impressive of ships, but they are a ship that we can deploy, most importantly. And they're already out and about. Oh, you should have an unbalanced rudder, actually. 2. Should have upped their survivability a fair bit. Upgrade those. We don't have... We don't have the twin guns for destroyers yet. Interesting. Hydro... That's 4. No RDF. Can make them way more dangerous torpedoes. Could also take a funnel out to fit the bigger launcher. We have a ton of weight given back to us because we we don't have the issue of crap engines and coal anymore. I could also give them heavy shells, maybe give those 3-inch guns a little bit more punch. Also make them 62 caliber. Also giving them a little bit more punch. Right, things to fix. Range. We need them to actually do things. And speed. I could get 30 knots. 10,000 kilometers and maximum bulkheads. That's a lot better than they used to be. That is a lot better than they used to be. Okay, 30 knots isn't that fast for a destroyer, but it improves them significantly. We've upped their firepower through superior guns and much more dangerous torpedoes. Yeah, that's a very nice little upgrade. Approved. Although it will make them cost a lot more. Are they more expensive than Seconders now? Yeah, they are. Hilarious. But they will still be useful ships in 1920, I would argue. Right. What other guns have I unlocked? Now, some of this is going to be a bit squiffy because Rocket has been changing it, and because I did it mid-campaign, that none of these are going to make any sense. So, what guns do we actually have access to? What else do you have? A Dreadnought 7. And the Battlecruiser 4. And an experimental heavy cruiser. Oh, all sorts of stuff that I really want to build. 10-inch, we're still on Mark 3s. Good. Good. Okay. So we could build a fast version of the Bartholomew. Wow, there's so much stuff I want to build now. What does it make the most sense to construct, though? Do we get a start on new capital ships? Because we are a little bit behind in that regard. I'm not sure, actually. It's a tricky one. That is actually quite tricky. I'll have a think. Well, whilst the diplomats try to come up with an agreement, the Charlotte has run into the Victoria Eterna. So, well, got to have a look at that, haven't we? Now, thinking about ships, I think I've got a fairly balanced fleet makeup. Really, what I want is more destroyers. So, probably that's my best bet to look at in terms of new ships. I don't have Mark IV 5-inch guns, but I do have the Mark IIIs. Which is probably fine. It's going to be a while before I get the Mark IV 5-inch. And I think potentially more battlecruisers. We haven't seen the battlecruisers in action. They've been defending Portugal, but yeah, though we don't have much in the way of 14-inch armed ships. And what I want to do is I want to see what the next big gun tech that I'm getting is, because it might be the Mark III 15-inch. Or it might be the Mark IV 9. I don't actually know. Nothing wrong with using making another 14-inch armed battlecruiser, of course. Nice little 4-belt pen. Good stuff. Get a main belt pen. Not quite. Hello. Oh, they got Crook 2. Still ripping through them. It's mostly extended hits, though. Interesting. I'm gonna have to sink them the slow way. Oh, or a bulkhead could fail. That's very helpful. Down goes the Charlotte. Good stuff. Right. So yeah, I think a new destroyer is the most urgent. We're still struggling a little bit on the budget. I would like this to get cleaned up, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be. The government wants me to go to war with Russia, which I'm not super keen on. Okay, they've got a bit of Finland. We could take Vladivostok. Or Siberia. But I'm not too interested. Are we positive relations with France? Yes, we are. Good stuff. Yeah, I'd rather not have another war going on right now. But yeah, I think we need new destroyers. I think we definitely need new destroyers. This is a nice hull though. But do I really want a slow battleship? And we also have the Battlecruiser 4, which could be interesting as a follow-on to the rockets. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. Destroyer 3. Go minimum beam, but maybe not draft actually. Let's go for 1,500 tons. So they'll be somewhat larger than the Sagaris. Stick the tower down there. Get to mine. Whoa. Yeah, one funnel will do nicely. I'm using the big funnel because I just want that extra efficiency. Well, actually, let's check that it's enough because these can go to 34 knots if we want. Yeah, 34 knots, but we can tone the speed down a little bit because our existing destroyers only go 30. Yeah, I think we should stick with the 5-inch. I know they had a few problems, but that extra punch is just too good to pass up. Torpedo launcher. Yep. And then we'll have an extra gun, I think. Yeah. I think that'll be okay. It's a nice little ship. Although I'm worried once I throw all the protective gear on. I'm going to be struggling weight-wise. Uh, 5-inch 58 caliber guns. Now, interestingly, if I go to, I think my armor quality is a little bit higher than that, isn't it? Yeah. Those high explosive rounds can't go through a destroyer's armor. So I think I'm going to swap them to high capacity, high explosive shells. So this is purely for attacking transports. And we're going to have to rely on the AP to fight destroyers. Which means I should probably go increased armor piercing, weirdly. So I think they'll mostly be using their armor piercing shells. Now, engines and boilers is the number 2 item, so I think we need to slow down. I'm going to slow it all the way down to 30, so all of our destroyers can operate together. And and we will dump out the fuel. 10,000 kilometre range, which is the same as the new Exploradors, so it's not too bad. Not super happy with them, but I think for a 1920 destroyer, that's okay. I think we're okay. Save. How many to build is the question. We currently have 35 destroyers. 20 Sagaras, 15 Exploradors. Let's go for 15 of these then. So expensive. There we go. Right, well, let's get those built. All right, I pushed for a peace treaty again. Let's see if we can take out the Pennsylvania. The British are no longer at war with the Americans as well. So the British shouldn't get annoyed if I push for a peace treaty myself. But who knows with the game's diplomacy system. Such a fine ship. I spotted each other really quite far away from each other. Yeah, imagine this thing going 30 knots. See, that is the temptation, isn't it? To build the heavy cruisers. Because we do have the Mark 3 10-inch. Which is pretty fancy. I think we should go for the battle cruisers though. I really do. I think they're gonna really make the difference because the Gillanes and the Calypsos, good though they are, those 12-inch guns being proven very, very good, they are pretty obsolete by 1920 standards. Despite all the good work they've been doing. And yeah, fast battle cruisers, whilst not a direct replacement, because a battleship is still, generally speaking, superior. Yeah, I think that's what we need next. Oh, I think they're just running away. Unfortunately, we're faster than them. Lawrence, yeah, being finally sunk. Close in a little bit. All the transports have torpedoes. Oh, rude. 5 kilometer torps. I was thinking, oh, I could be really ballsy and just sail right through that gap. No, not if the transports have torpedoes. I'm not going to be doing that. Pennsylvania's broadside on. Oh, she turned. Ow. Right, we're getting into bum fighting range, are we? Oh, I was just going to say, do you carry torpedoes? Yes, you do. And you've already fired? Damn. Harder starboard. Might got a hit finally. Hi. I'm going to fire AP out of the secondaries, right? Destroy their main tower. Oh, see, there's that torpedo. Overpen, flooding. Minor damage. Where's the torpedo? Oh, fore and aft. Okay. Fuck. Me. Oh. Bully span around, fired their aft torpedo at me. Rude. See, look at that. Now that they've got that much better armour, or quality of armour, I should say. I think they were always running with a reasonable thickness. Actually slightly better than ours. Getting big hits on them. Probably be using armor piercing. There we go. Bit of flooding. More flooding. Flooded there. 4.5 sections, more or less. Not enough to sink them, though. Still got enough to stay afloat, but maybe not anymore. Still got 3 compartments. Nope. Here we go. Got them finally. Good job. Good job by them. They fought hard. And that... yeah, took a couple of hits from the 7-inch guns and the torpedo, but the torpedo very fortunately did not explode. Bit of luck. Yeah. Is he a good commander? Yes, he is, sir. But is he lucky? Probably time-lapse this bit. There we go. Lovely stuff. Maybe that'll convince them to stop. Well, let's find out. You what, mate? You what? 51,000 tons versus 125. 740. No, 73. Oh, I can't read. I wish these had 7.4 million, right? Versus, okay, the power projection. They must have built some battleships or something. 1 battlecruiser. Is that it? Fuck off. Well, that doesn't help my financial situation, does it? Especially because all those ships got pulled in for repairs. Let's suspend all of the construction. Yeah, that helps a lot. I'd rather not lose a bunch of money this turn. Is that as because all these getting repaired as well? Could be. Well, that kind of solves it for me that I need. Look, we need this goddamn peace treaty. Well, so much for a peace treaty. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the capital ships to... well, I'm going to move the Calypsos to Lisbon. Oh, I'm going to move 3 and 3, basically. 1, 2, 3. No. Going to redeploy. Like so. Because the battle cruisers are going to go deal with this. I'm assuming that is their single battle cruiser. They don't have anything else, right? They got armor cruisers and stuff. So yeah, we're going to send the 2 battle cruisers out. 1, 2. And we're going to go deal with that. We're going to build another battle cruiser. Going to have to max that. Let's go to 30 and... but yeah, that kind of ruined my budgetary plans, which is very irritating. And yeah, we need to go deal with this, otherwise we can't peace out. But that will be in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.